Well, if you listen to my video of the song "My Jersey Lily," then you already heard that my voice is still quite hoarse. I've still got a little laryngitis. I've been sick for several days, but I'm recovering now. This is a commentary on a couple of things about the song "My Jersey Lily." Pictured on the cover of the sheet music is someone named Pauline Moran. At first I had trouble finding anything on her because there is apparently a present-day British actress by that same name, and all the search results just turned up her. But after trying a few different search phrases, I came across mention of someone who was known as Pauline Moran. And it was kind of hard to tell at first, but I think this is the same person. If I looked at photos and compared photos, there's lots of photos of Pauline Moran on the internet. I compared the photos with the one on the cover of the sheet music. And if you look carefully at the shape of her smile and her teeth, it looks like the same person. I'm pretty sure that's who it is. Wikipedia claims that Pauline Moran didn't start her vaudeville career until 1913, but that's Wikipedia, so, you can take it or leave it. Pauline Moran was born in 1883, so at the time this song was published in 1900, she was only 17 years old and had not yet taken the stage name of Polly. At some point she took the nickname and it became her stage name instead of Pauline. She was a vaudeville performer and then became a stage and screen actress. She started in silent films during the silent era and successfully transitioned to talkies and had a very long and successful movie career as a comedian. She was famous for her comic acting and her slapstick humor. And she earned a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and she died in 1952. There's one other person that I immediately thought of when I saw the title of this song, the actual woman who was known as the Jersey Lily. Her name was Lily Langtry. I was already somewhat familiar with her because there's a certain colorful character from Texas history who was quite enamored with her. His name was Roy Bean. He lived from 1825 to 1903. He was a justice of the peace in West Texas in Pecos County during the 1870s and later, and he called himself a judge. He's famously known as Judge Roy Bean. Movies have been made about him. He built a saloon/courthouse in the West Texas desert town of Langtry and named his saloon the Jersey Lily, Lilly, which was spelled incorrectly with either two L's or incorrectly with a Y instead of an IE because the sign painter didn't know how to spell Lily Langtry's name or her title. Her name is spelled Lillie and her title is spelled like the flower Lily. By the way, the town of Langtry was not named after her. It was named after someone else with that name who was completely unrelated to her. I think it was named after a railroad engineer. Lily Langtry was born Emily Le Breton on the island of Jersey in 1853. She had the nickname of Lily from childhood, and she took her famous stage name of Lily Langtry from her first husband. She was, from what I've read about her, she was at first sort of famous for being famous and became an actress because she needed to make some money. She was also famous for having many affairs with famous and notable men. For example, Albert Edward, who at the time was the Prince of Wales and later became King Edward VII. And there was another person of royal lineage who she had an affair with. I don't remember his name right now. And then she had other affairs with several other men who were not quite so famous or were royalty, but who were still quite wealthy and influential. She didn't have any poor boyfriends. Later in life, she became an American citizen and owned a ranch in California where she bred thoroughbred horses. She was also the manager of the London Theatre for a while, and she lived her final years in Monaco, where she died in 1929. And it doesn't look like she ever appeared in any movies. She was strictly a stage actress. According to her autobiography, she was aware of Judge Roy Bean and his saloon that was named after her, and she claimed to have sent him a pair of 45 revolvers as a gift, and thanks for his devotion. And later, after Roy Bean's death, she said that she did visit Langtry and saw the Jersey Lily, which at the time was still standing. There's still a Jersey Lily there now, but I believe it is not the original. I believe it is a reproduction that is built as a tourist attraction. I've been to Langtry once in my life when I was a kid, about 12 years old, and I saw it at that time. And there's really not much else to do in Langtry but see the Jersey Lily, because it's out in the middle of nowhere in the desert and way in southwest Texas, close to the border, and there's just not much there. So that's all the commentary I have, and thank you very much.